God bless you. God bless you on this beautiful day. Welcome to my channel. My name is Erlene, and my channel is Living a Blessed Life with Erlene. Today is a special day. Next month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. But can I tell you that every month, every week, every day, every hour, some woman will be abused at the hands of her husband, fiance, boyfriend, or significant other. And it is time, you guys, it is time to take a stand, and it is time to put an end to it. Today, I challenge. This is my challenge today, that in observance, in support of every woman and every man that will, if you know or if you've experienced any form of domestic violence, in support of that you will get a purple Band-Aid, because I believe the color for the Purple Violence Month is purple. That you will get a purple Band-Aid. I challenge you on today that you will get a purple bandage and put it on the right side of your face. Actually, my Band-Aid is covering an old scar. It's covering an old battle wound. For years, I was the victim of domestic violence at the hand of my ex-husband for years. So I'm not standing on a soapbox and talking about something that I don't know, that I don't have any experience with. And that's a pet peeve of mine. Don't come to me telling me something. Don't preach to me telling me something that you have never experienced. Because I'm not going to listen to you, because you're not going to be able to tell me how I can get out of this. I challenge each and every man, woman, boy, and girl, whether you are a YouTuber or not, I challenge you to get a purple Band-Aid and put it on the right side. The right side means authority. We're taking authority. We're not going to we're not going to put up with this anymore. So many of our women have been killed at the hands of their significant other. It's time to take a stand. It's time to take a stand. We're burying too many. And it makes me angry. It makes me upset. It makes me sad. We're burying too many of our women at the hands of a man that desires to kill her because he cannot control her. The tears that I'm shedding, I don't care if she's black, white, Hispanic, or what race she is. If there is a woman in every ethnicity that has suffered that has suffered at the hands of someone that has declared that they love her. And it's time for us to put a stop to it. I can remember back in when I was married, I was the victim. I was. Listen to me now. I was the victim of domestic violence. I met a man. I was still in high school. I was in 10th grade. I met a man. I got pregnant, and we had to get married. That was the norm then. You didn't get pregnant and not have a husband. That didn't fly back then. And this man was so abusive. The place where I have my band-aid, it's an old scar. I gotta say it again, it's an old scar. He hit me so hard one night. He hit me so hard until it literally separated. I could take this part of my face and pull it out, and I could look down almost to the bone of my cheek. He hit me just that hard. And this is just one episode of many that I suffered at the hands of this man. And and the thing about it, they cheat on you. They don't want to take responsibility for the children and be married. They cheat on you, then they come home and beat you. Back then, when I would call the police would tell me, we have to see him. We have to see him hit you. Can you imagine? We can't lock him up. We can't do anything. I challenge. Be Love, She Living, Lips. I challenge each and every one. Creative Living. I challenge each and every one of you. YouTube. Place a purple bandage on the right side of your face to stand to let people know that you are standing against domestic violence. Now, as I said, too many of us are dying at the hands of someone that has said, I love you. We're going to have to take a stand. And you hear people say, why didn't you leave? Why did you stay? Why did you get married in the first place? Why did you start dating them in the first place? They're not going to show you how they're going to treat you in the future. Given, there may have been signs, but we're so in love and we're so enamored and we're so blown away. Sometimes we choose to ignore the signs. But then too, sometimes when you try to get away from them, that's when the violence escalates. Let me say this. If you're in a relationship that is abusive, don't tell them, I'm going to leave. I'm going to get away from you. As soon as you see an opportunity, as soon as God opens that door for you to get out of there, you get out of there and don't go back. That's when the violence escalates. Is when you tell them, I can't put up with this no more. I'm gone. That's when the violence escalates. Don't tell them nothing. If you're in a situation where you're being abused, bide your time and get out of there. When he walks out that door, that's when you leave. You don't tell him I'm gone. And like I said, even in some situations, women have gotten away and moved away to another state, started a whole new life, and somehow or another, these men have tracked them down. In some situations, this was one of mine. In some situations, when you're finally able to get away from them, he would still come to the house. He would still terrorize. I mean, I lived in terror for I don't know how long, and he was staying with another woman. He had a whole nother family, but he would come on Fridays because he was a heavy drinker. On Friday, on that weekend, he would come looking for me. And too many times I would have to run out the back door and run to a neighbor's house. I'm not telling you something somebody told me. I'm telling you what I know. I want you to be safe. I want you to make it. I want you to not to have to endure what I've endured. I want you to get out of this thing. We must take a stand and say, we're going to save her. If it's your mother, your sister, your aunt, your cousin, your friend, they may get mad. But sometimes we're going to have to step in. Sometimes you have to step in. If you love them and you want to save their life, sometimes you have to step in. I can tell you so many times, so many bad things that I endured at the hands of my first husband. And the thing about it, the family members know what's going on. And if you mess around and say something or tell somebody, some of the family members will get mad at you. But don't you worry about that. This is your life. This is your story. This is your planning. Be safe. Save her, please. It's time. It's happened too much and too often. Oh my God, it's happening too much and too often. I challenge you. Stay out of my nose, stay out of my business. I don't want you in my business. Sometimes you have to do what you gotta do. Because if you don't, you may be going to her funeral. It's time to take a stand, guys. It's time for laws to be changed. It's time for police to be better educated on how to handle these situations. It's time. The things go, it's going to have to change. It's going to have to change. My prayer is that if you find yourself in a situation, and it's not just happening to older women, now it's happening. Our young babies are being subjected to stuff like this, and it's evident that they feel, oh, he just doing it because he loves me. And a matter of fact, back then, a woman was heard saying, I heard a woman say, if he don't hit you, he don't love you. Well, I don't want that kind of love. I don't want that kind of love. I don't need you to hit me to show me you love me. I don't need you to bust my face up. I don't need you to hurt me to show me that you love me. So, like I said, so many, I went through so much. Hey, she living, God bless you. Cuba Gooding Jr., God bless you. I went through so many episodes with my first husband. Oh my God, so many. I remember, and then yeah, I want to share this with you. He had just came from with his other woman, and he had lots of other women, and I was always at home with the children, with my babies. And one night he came home and he tied me up. He tied me. I was a little bitty thing. I think I might have weighed 115 pounds, and I was like I was 5'4", about 115 pounds, and he tied my feet, and he tied my hands together, and he threw me on the couch, and he began to pour lighter fluid all over me, and then he had a lighter, and he was planning to throw the lighter light me on fire, and it was nothing but the grace of God. Nothing but the grace of God. My sister-in-law came to the house and knocked on the door, and stopped whatever it was he was going to do. You looking at now? At the beginning of my video, I said I was a victim, but you're looking at a survivor. You're looking at a survivor. I am a survivor. And after and another thing, during my childhood, my daddy was abusive to my mom. We witnessed, oh my God, we witnessed so many levels of abuse from him toward her and my brothers. So like I said, I'm not telling you something somebody told me or something I heard. I'm telling you what I've experienced. It's time for us to take a stand. It's time for us to take a stand. And women, it's time for us to get out of these situations. If you have to change your name, if you have to move to another state and change your name and not give anybody your phone number, you got to do what you got to do. I want you to be safe. I don't want to have to keep hearing about, I don't want to keep having to hear about some husband or boyfriend has killed his wife or his girlfriend. It should not be so. It should not be so. To God be the glory. That's all I wanted to tell you. But I challenge you, each and every one. I thank you all that come in and join. Share this video. Share this video. And let's take a stand against domestic violence. I challenge each and every one of you to share this video and let them know what you are, why you're wearing a purple bandage on the right side of your face. Because, like I said, we're taking authority. The right side means authority. We're taking authority over this situation. God bless you. God keep you. And I love you with the love of Christ. I will talk to you again soon.